Today is a new day. Today is a new day full of sound and light and expectation. This day has been waiting for you. This beautiful sunny day, right? It's been waiting with open arms just for you. This is the day we have been given. Let's not waste it. Come now and let us worship together. And please rise in body or spirit for our first hymn. The lyrics are going to be right over here, filled with loving kindness. Filled with loving kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole.
Everyone. How are you doing today? Good, good. You're here. Do you like the weather? Yeah, it's beautiful out, right? I know some people were walking through the park just so they could enjoy the leaves, which I thought was a really beautiful idea. So we have a number of great announcements. They're on the back of your order of service. If you're a newcomer or a visitor to our church, we invite you to join us afterward at 12:15 p.m. Karen Lapidus, are you here? Yeah, in the blue. If you want to see her at 12:15 p.m., we're having a newcomer circle right downstairs. It's just a chance to get to know each other. We love to know what you're curious about, what you're interested in, and get to know a little bit more about us. And we've been here in this building for 100 years and changed a lot since then. But we'd love to get to know each other. So 12:15 p.m. if you can make it, that would be excellent. We are going to have a fall equinox celebration coming up on Monday, September 22nd. So save the date, 6:30 p.m., right in the courtyard, weather permitting. We're going to celebrate the fall equinox. We try to celebrate the cycles of the season, so join us for the fall. That should be really beautiful. And then this coming Wednesday, the 24th, we're going to have a town hall forum with the Mahoning Valley Freedom Fighters. It's Wednesday, 4:45 to 8 p.m. It's a town hall forum, so it's a chance for you to come, bring your questions about our community, your concerns, and what can be done locally. Please ask the hard questions. Come. That's going to be this coming Wednesday. And then, I don't know how many of you have received this yet, but Jack Amman has given me this card. It's called Positive Interactions for Peace. It's a great idea where he engages with someone in a way that's positive, and he gets some kind of feedback, a smile, some kind of conversation that confirms this is a positive interaction, and then he gives them this card. And it says this: please complete 2 or more positive interactions today and each following day if you feel like it. Thank you. So, I'm going to try to do 2 positive interactions at once, okay? Because he gave me this card. So, Jack Amman recently celebrated a birthday, and today is Allison Crabb's birthday. Okay? So let's all wish them a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Allison and Jack. Happy birthday to you. And I would love to now invite Ellen Satry up for our final announcement.
Music. What else would you expect me to say? Music has been a vital and powerful part of everything that's happened within this space for now almost a century. We'll celebrate, I hope you already know this, we'll celebrate this very building on Saturday, October 18th in the evening, beginning at 5:30, and that's just 4 weeks from last night. Put it on your calendars and your mental calendar. It's a can't-miss event. Now, music. Our pipe organ, sadly, no longer works. But this piece of furniture over here in the corner to your left is one of 3 parts of our pipe organ. So, do you know what the other 2 parts are and where they are located? And this part of our organ was not always in the front left corner of our sanctuary. So do you know where else it lived for many decades? Now, our piano wonderfully still serves us, thanks to the extraordinary musicians like Tom and many others who preceded him over the last century, although I don't think this piano is a century old. But do you know who gave this piano to us and when? And no fair peeking at the plaque that's hidden on the side of the piano. Now, another trivia. Do you know what our choir is named? Now, many of you do, but you can come and hear us sing on October 18th. We will share a lot of fun facts and stories, images and sounds from this building's 100 years on October 18th. And this evening will include a full dinner for everybody. However, you must RSVP. That means decide and let us know how many people are coming to that dinner. You can do so there's a QR code on the invitation, which you will begin to see, as well as larger posters. You can also email the office at UUYO.org, or tell any of us. Just be sure you RSVP and join us on October 18th. Thank you.
And I would love to invite Leslie up for our chalice lighting.
Hi. I'm nervous, but that broke it a little bit. So I had a whole speech prepared, and I started to rehearse it on Friday morning as I was getting ready for work. And it was awful. It was cerebral and serious and really pretentious, and it was just trying too hard. It was like a bunch of bumper stickers slapped together, and it just wasn't saying anything. So I literally threw it away. Later, on my way to work, I traversed the same route I always do. I had a moment. And I'm going to divert off script now because the moment is related to something that I was going to mention just in passing, kind of in a Reader's Digest version way. And I had no idea that Reverend Joseph was going to speak about what I was going to mention in that passing way, which was Jack Almond's project. So as the universe has it, this was not planned, but I was going to explain to you about one of my first conversations with Jack, which was about that project. And it led to many conversations after that, downstairs in a corner, our heads huddled together, talking about serious things and whimsical things. And in the course of that, Jack gave me a counter, just like the one that he carries, and he explained to me about how he tracks positive interactions. And the point of all this was that as I was driving to work on Friday morning, I had a moment. I was at the stoplight at the bottom of Gypsy Lane on 422, about to turn left. My light was green, but as is my custom, I always look right and left multiple times because people be peoplein', and sure enough, someone was approaching from my left and they were not slowing down. And I waited and they were able to stop, but it was a very hard stop. And it looked painful. And normally my critical inner monologue is not kind. But my first thought, I am proud to say, was not, get your act together. It was, wow, I hope their neck is okay. And then I felt secondhand embarrassment because there were other cars around, and I've been there, we've all been there. And so I did something really weird, and as I proceeded through my left turn, I went like this. And I couldn't wait to see their reaction. I had to just keep driving, but it didn't really matter because it was less about them and more about me and my reaction. And so that was what I wanted to talk about mostly, was how Jack's project has led me to change the way I interact with people on a regular basis. So, in a nutshell, I do think that kindness is power. It might sound very simplistic, but not to get all hands across America on everyone, but I do think the ripple effects can move forward in ways that we don't even see or know and will never, ever understand. And I also wanted to share with you that the way I saw that moment was the way I see a dog. When a dog gets up off the ground or jumps off a couch, they shake their body. Most people have seen that. That's a psychological reset. And that is also how I saw that moment. And because I can't spend more than 5 minutes of my life thinking about dogs, I will now take this opportunity to share with you my favorite poem, from Mary Oliver, from her book called Dog Songs, and it's called Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. I light this chalice that we may all remember and celebrate our place in the family of things.
I invite you now to greet your neighbor and say hello to one another.
All right.
Good morning. So today's story actually used to be a poem, well, it kind of still is, that I wrote ages ago when I worked for the church in Tucson and I was on a silence retreat. And has anybody ever seen me be silent? No. It was awful. But something good did come out of it. So our story today is called One Sky, Many Stars. What if there were no fear, only air where a wall used to be? What if the fences forgot their jobs and gates unlearned the word keep? What if no sign said, not this way, no rules, chalked borders in our hearts? What if speech arrived like summer rain, soft, gentle, kind, and we answered with open hands? What if compassion were the furniture of the room and love the light in it? What if giving felt like breathing out and getting felt like breathing in? What if the dream was the same dream? One sky, many stars. What if I belonged to you, you to me, until the pronouns set themselves down and we were just simply we, right here, right now, this moment, belonging to itself? Why not? How hard could it be? The end. Now, I would like to invite you to look in your order of service. You'll see the words for our covenant in there and recite along with me. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now I'd like to also invite the children up so that we can sing them out to their class, and today is our last day that we're working on our play, and don't forget to come next week. I want to see these pews filled just like today, to come and support our children as they demonstrate the play that they wrote. Okay, we're going to start singing them out now.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks for the blessing of abundance and to support our community in a tangible way. This month, our offering is going to the League of Women Voters. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan grassroots organization working to protect and expand voting rights and ensure everyone is represented in our democracy. They empower voters and defend democracy through advocacy, education, and litigation at the local, state, and national levels. We will now receive the offering that supports the life of our church, the Mahoning Valley, and our wider world.
You may have noticed that was written by Marceline Hawk Mayhall, great pianist in our congregation. Let's sit in honor of Marceline and all the people that have made this place vital and alive. I'd now like to invite Roshi Daikin Nelson, someone who's my Zen teacher and a good friend, to lead us through, which I think is the first time it's ever happened during my time. I wonder if it's ever happened, a recitation of the Heart Sutra, which is one of my favorites.
Good morning. So, I show up every once in a while here and bother you all every quarter or so. It's been a while since I've been able to be involved in the Sunday morning service, so I'm appreciative of being able to share this with you. One thing that I've said over time is that, Buddhism didn't start out as a religion, and it was just one human being sitting down trying to figure out his life. He'd had an experience of growing up in his family, he had had an experience of renouncing all of that and wandering, kind of without any possessions or home. And he just sat down to kind of figure all of that out. And he figured out a way for him, and that created an opportunity for each of us to figure out our life without the externals of ideas or our histories or our habits. And so one of the foundational teachings in our practice is called the Heart Sutra, literally kind of the heart of our practice. And the myth or the story behind it is that the Buddha, this human being, was holding court, kind of talking to his followers, and there were many other kind of celestial beings around. And one of the Buddha's primary students was this person named Shariputra, who had kind of a very deep understanding of this, just being fully present in this moment, being alive, being awake, taking all of this in without judging it or without separating oneself from this. And then there are these beings called bodhisattvas who are here to do kind of good. And the bodhisattva of compassion, who reminds us that we're all interconnected. And so doing good for others is doing good for ourselves. And doing good for ourselves is, by extension, doing good for others. And so those are the two characters in this story. And I'll read it in English and then I'll chant it in the kind of Chinese, Japanese transliteration. So this bodhisattva of compassion was practicing this deep wisdom beyond wisdom of our interconnectedness, and saw this boundlessness of reality, and was able to completely relieve all suffering and pain that was manifesting in the world. And then says to Shariputra, form or coming into being is no other than this boundlessness, and this boundlessness is nothing other than form. Form is exactly this boundlessness. Boundlessness is exactly created into being. And sensation and conceptions and distinctions and our awareness are also part of this. So everything that comes into being is a form of this boundlessness. And things are not born or not destroyed, not stained, not pure. They are without loss, they are without gain. And so there is kind of no form or no sensation, no conception, no discrimination, no awareness. There's no sense organs, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch. And there's no sensation or perception of what we see, what we are able to be aware of. And that there is no kind of ignorance or no end of it. No suffering, no cause of suffering, no extinguishing, no path, no wisdom and no gain. And so each of us lives this wisdom beyond wisdom. And there is no hindrance in our existence. We just are in this moment. And without that hindrance, there's no fear. And far beyond our thoughts of things are like this, or should be like this, or somebody said it should be like this, this is kind of this state of bliss, this state of freedom, this state of like fully being. And each of us has the opportunity to live this experience. And this is kind of, to use another phrase, this is heaven on earth. And so the encouragement is to practice, to live our life with this awareness and attention and intention, to do what we can to embody this understanding in this moment and be free from all distinction or suffering or separation. And we have this mantra, this phrase that's chanted that says, beyond, beyond, even far beyond as you can even conceptualize, is this way of being in our moment-by-moment existence. And another translation is arriving, arriving. Far beyond the distinction from coming from another place is this being. And so we chant this Heart Sutra to help us kind of remember this heart of being in this moment. Maka hanya haramita shindyo kanji saibo sagyo jin hanya haramita jisho kengo onkai kudo isai ku yakusha rishi shiki fu I kuku fu I shiki shiki sokuze kuku sokuze shiki ju sogyo shiki yakubunyo ze sharishi ze shohoku sofu shofu metsofu kufu jofu zofu genze koku chumu Shikimu Juso Gyo Shikimu Genne Bize Shinnimu Shikishoko Misoku Homu Genkai Nai Shimu I Shikikai Mu Myo Yakumu Mumyo Jinnai Shimu Roshi Yakumu Roshi Jinmu Kushu Metsudo Muchi Yakumu Tokui Musho Toko Bodai Sata E Hanya Haramita Koshin mukege komu ukufu onri isai tendo musoku gyone hansan seisho butsue hanya haramita Kotoku wa nokutara samyaku sambodai kochi hanya haramita zeidai jinshu zeidai myoshu zemujo shu zemutodoshu nojo isai kushin jitsu fukoko setsu hanya haramita shu soku setsu shu watsu gyate gyate hara gyate haraso gyate boji soaka hanya shingyo. Thank you. And I'm back. So on the first and third Saturdays of each month, there's a group that comes together here to do meditation, and several of you in the congregation have participated in that, and you're all cordially invited. And so yesterday we had a meditation retreat. We started about 7:30 in the morning, which is, reasonable, and go till about noon and take a little break for breakfast and have a little lunch and then have a discussion afterwards. And then often I'll go with Reverend Joseph or Joseph and his wife and go off and do something, or there'll be something here like Ola Fest or something going on. And yesterday, Reverend Joseph had to go to near Cleveland for the installation of another Unitarian minister. And so he wasn't available, and Jennifer had a work project that she was doing. So Joseph passed me off to Jack, and Jack and I took a little road trip up to Ashtabula. And we were driving around and looking at this and that, and there's a covered bridge up there, and so we were there at the overlook, and there were 4 folks, and they were one of them was taking a picture of 3 of them, and I asked, do you want to all be in the photo? And they said, oh yeah, that's great, that's wonderful. And we were talking, and the person said, he outed me as somebody from New York for some reason. I don't know, maybe all in black or something. And hopefully I don't have that accent. So it's like, yeah, use once. But anyway, so it was just very kind of interesting that here I am and for the first time in Ashtabula, Ohio. And it's like, so something about New York, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, anyway, form is boundless. So the retreat that we had yesterday was the first time that we had kind of a central theme. Usually we're just talking about something, but we always link it with the kind of intention or the theme of the Unitarian Church. And so this month's theme is belonging. And so it works very well to kind of dovetail some of the kind of philosophical foundations of Buddhism with this notion of belonging. So this idea that everything is part of whatever is unfolding in this moment. There's nothing that is separate from coming into being and arising in this moment. So each one of us is having our own individual experience. And there's also the sunlight and the trees outside and the sound and the fan and our own thoughts. And all of that is coming into being in this moment. And we're all experiencing that together. And so the trees are having their experience, and we are aware of them and connected to them. There's a breeze blowing, which is moving the branches and the leaves. And a car goes by, and whoever those folks are, wherever they're off to on a Sunday morning, they're part of this as well. And so if we kind of access that understanding, if we can really kind of appreciate in the sense of being aware of it, then there's nothing that doesn't belong. Everything is included in this moment. And all the moments that happened before are present in this moment. So us getting up and having coffee and breakfast is part of this moment. And so this notion of kind of blurring ourselves or kind of transcending ourselves, getting over this idea that I exist as this unique, lone expression of being alive, but that I am a drop in the ocean of existence. And there's many, many other drops that make up this ocean of this moment, and we all belong. There is nothing that is excluded, and all of the ideas or concepts or prejudices or isms that have been created as a result of people's, the part of our mind that wants to make distinctions. You know, we call this a bell, we call this a microphone. So that's just a natural part of our being alive. You know, we have to be able to put our shoes on, and we have to be able to drive a car and do those things. But we grab onto those because we focus on the differences rather than the similarities. And so when we can let go of these ideas that we have that it should be a certain way, we free ourselves. This moment can be anything. Each one of us in this moment can be anything. We don't have to follow the script of our life up to this point. We don't have to conform to our society or our family's expectations of, oh no, it should be like this, or it's always been like this, or somebody said it should be like this. When we do that, we're pigeonholing ourselves. We're narrowing all of this wonderful beauty and magic and joy. And so I'm not an Orthodox Buddhist. I don't toe the party line of this is what we believe. Because to me, that's kind of antithetical to, the whole idea. But, I believe all the wisdom traditions are trying to help us be present in this moment, to come back to this space, and whether one calls it divine presence or spirit or just being alive or Buddha nature or Shekinah or whatever it's been called throughout the different traditions at different times in different language, all of them are pointing to this community. In the chalice lighting, there was talk about the family of being. So if we realize that we're part of the family, and we've all been parts of family, and it's like we're in it, and good or bad or not, it's like we're still kind of in it. And so the guidance is to open up to that interbeing, into that being together, coming together in this moment and realizing that everything is having its experience and we're all doing it together. And if we can let go of these ideas and habits and ruts in which we have found ourselves, if we can open up to this wider experience, then that's a very different way of winding through our life. And it is more free. It can be more free. It can be more joyous. So, keep up the good work. Keep coming back, it works. And just be, and be together. Thank you.
It's kind of great. For the first time, I felt like I was walking through a gateless gate coming to the pulpit. There's no gate back here. So I first met Daiken, we just did the math. It was 11 years ago. I had just started seminary. It was the fall. And I was looking for some place to practice. I discovered meditation in Oregon, where I grew up. And I was looking for a place to practice in the city. I found this place in Chelsea, and it just so happened on that one Sunday, which is rare, they had a guest teacher, and it was Daiken. And I showed up, it was my first day, and he was about to start his talk, and I was fully prepared for a talk. And he took a moment, and he scrunched his face, and he looked completely confused. Like he had no idea what he was going to say. And for some reason, that sparked something for me. I had never seen an adult person look so openly confused in front of other people. And it was just an instant spark, and I said, I think I'm going to study with him. And so I approached him after, and then it turned out that we lived blocks from each other way uptown. So we could see each other weekly. regularly. I moved to Tulsa. We stayed in touch. I came to Youngstown. We've stayed in touch. We have a Zen center now. Daikin is here with you on this Sunday, 11 years later, almost exactly in the fall, in Youngstown, Ohio. Who would have thought a meeting like that would happen in New York City? And it's amazing to me. And one thing we used to go to, Jennifer and I, we had a ritual on New Year's Eve. It was a ceremony where, to welcome the new year, they would ring a bell 108 times. And 108 is a very auspicious number, which means endless. And the 108 bells are welcoming in 108 barriers to our life. And here's the great part. The barriers are also gates. They're the same. So welcoming in 108 barriers, things that we think are in our way, things that we think are immovable, things that we think are permanent, things that we think are going to keep us away from joy, from happiness, from full living. And we ring that in, knowing 108 also could be 108 gates. So one thing I wanted to share, I was talking with Daikin, and he thought this would be worth sharing with you. For many years, I felt like I was kind of standing in the gate. There was no gate. But I felt like the point of my life, without realizing it, that the highest I could go would be to bear things. Just to bear what was happening, just to accept, just to be able to deal with and bear it, whatever it was that came my way. And it was very recently that I realized that was a gateless gate. And through that gateless gate was loving the world. Loving the world. Not bearing it, but loving it. Which means loving the wild beast, as Leslie beautifully shared in the poem. And loving the sunshine. And gratitude for the fan. And for all the innumerable people online, some of whom I've never actually met in person, who are now having this wonderful moment with me. Sometimes years later, when they watch a recording, hello, I love you, from the past. It's incredible what we're experiencing. And so I invite you to join me in this time to dare to love the world. Dare to love it. And to meet what we think of as a barrier with the possibility and the wonder that it could be a gate. It could be a gate. Please pray with me. Spirit of love, grateful for the energy of peace, grateful for the energy of friendship, grateful for the energy of music. So grateful for music. Please open our hearts to the music that is within us and the music that surrounds us. And may we sway and dance a little to the beat if we so dare, and enjoy it. All this we pray. Amen. Please rise and body or spirit for our closing hymn. The lyrics will be on the screen for you.
Still my soul, calm my roaming mind, give me peace. May my heart stay. Your beloved guest, take my fear, make my worry rest. What I hold, let me give to you. Aid my strength when my storms drive through, when my thoughts won't let me go. I'll sing to you, oh, still my soul. Still my soul, calm my roaming mind, give me peace. May my heart unwind, let me stay. Your beloved guest, take my fear, make my worry rest. What I hold, let me give to you. Aid my strength when my storms drive through, when my thoughts won't let me go. I'll sing to you, oh, still my soul.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we keep in our hearts until we meet again.
For our newcomers, I know we have some newcomers, and they're probably like, what the heck? All these, is this a cult? No. I actually didn't even ask for this, okay? But I do love it. I do love it. It just started. As you depart, please remember the one great fact. The gateless gate. You are loved and never truly alone.